Today we're doing spaghetti aglio olio here in Vince's kitchen.
Spaghetti aglio olio was a great meal to have after a night of partying and going out on the town. The pasta basically helped soak up all the booze, and it was a great dish to have when you were partying with friends. Something quick and easy that you could take care of to get some full bellies to avoid the dreaded hangover. So over here I've got roughly about 4 cups to 6 cups of water in a pot. I'm going to go ahead and get that on high and ready to boil. So we'll get that going, and we'll go ahead and cover that. To the water, I will be adding salt. So the aglio olio will not have salt in it, so be generous, roughly about a tablespoon of salt. I also like to add a little bit of olive oil to the water as it's getting boiled up, just to prevent the pasta from sticking. Now the aglio olio, aglio is garlic, and oil is extra virgin olive oil. But to that, we're also going to add some seasonings as well, and we're going to actually let that simmer at a very low temperature, about medium low, just so that it actually can extract all that flavor from the garlic. So I'll get into the ingredients here in just a sec. Some of the ingredients include some Italian spaghetti seasoning blend. It's got parsley, a little bit of salt, some onions, some spices, so on and so forth. We'll add that. Extra virgin olive oil. We're going to bump up a little bit of the organic oregano. And then, of course, my favorite, no salt seasoning for the base. And then to kick it up a notch, we're going to add some spice. We're going to make this a little arrabbiata, or a little bit angry. So we're going to add some crushed pepper flakes to it as well. So let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and pour roughly about a cup of olive oil. Get that going. We're going to go ahead and slide in our 5 cloves of rough chopped garlic. Just get that in there. And then we'll just shake in some of our Italian seasonings. There you go. And so what that allows it to do is, as it's heating up, it's going to allow our seasonings to, come together and bring out all that nice flavor. Once again, anywhere from a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons for each ingredient. This will roughly make about a pound of pasta, but if your pasta is a little dry, it's always a good idea to take some of that juice or that water from the boiling pasta to add a little bit of the to moisten it up. I prefer it a little dry. Then we'll top it off with some pecorino romano cheese. I went ahead and added roughly about a half tablespoon of chili flake as well. So we've added all the ingredients. I'm just going to stir that in, and we're going to wait for the pasta to boil. And you can see all those beautiful seasonings. Let me see if I can bring it in a little closer here. So as the oil heats up, all of these flavors are just going to come together really nicely. We're going to wait for that water to boil. And once that's boiled, we'll throw our pasta in there for about 12 minutes. Make sure we break all that garlic up. Get that going. So our water's slowly coming up to a boil, and as you can see, the garlic is starting to sizzle. You definitely want to be careful not to burn the garlic, because it will become bitter, and then you're going to have to start the whole process all over again. So just remember to stir occasionally and make sure that your garlic doesn't burn. Okay, our water's come up to boil. So I'm going to go ahead and put in roughly about a half pound of pasta, give or take. Get it in there. We've already salted and oiled the water. Just get it all up in there. And then we're going to set our timer for roughly about 12 minutes to cook our pasta. And we cannot forget to stir our pasta occasionally to make sure that it doesn't clump up. Grab some tongs. Just get in there and let it come back up to a boil. Once it boils, you can take the lid off and start stirring the pasta every 3 to 4 minutes, ensuring that the pasta doesn't stick together. Alright, so this is what I was warning you about. So the garlic can get away with you if you're not keeping a close eye on it. And we've got a small little brown, but the garlic doesn't smell bitter or burnt. Take that back. Guess what? We gotta restart this rodeo. Alright, so we took the lid off the pasta. I apologize regarding the steam, but we're just stirring it up, making sure that this pasta doesn't clump together. I've had this scramble and reset up. This time, instead of garlic chunks, I went ahead to expedite it, is minced up the garlic, and you can see that it's all in there. So we're gonna keep a really close eye on it and try not to get ahead of ourselves and ensure that we don't burn the garlic this time around. Okay, our pasta's just about done. We got roughly about a minute left on the timer. It's looking perfectly. It's not clumped together, right? Our Aglio Olio redo or redux is sizzling just nice. No burnt garlic this time around. Kept it a really close eye on it. Get it stirred up. Get all those spices and flavors just all together and amalgamate it, just working together with the olive oil, just absolutely. Oh, the smell is just amazing. Go ahead and continue to keep stirring that. We'll be back in about a minute and I'll strain that pasta. Okay, we're ready to strain the pasta. So we're gonna go ahead and kill the heat on that. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but I set aside a little cup, pouring some of that pasta water out there just in case it comes out way too dry. And then we'll go ahead and strain our pasta out. Make sure that that's all good to go. I'm going to set that pot off to the side. We'll take our pasta and we'll place it in the pot. And so our spices and olive oil are nice and hot. All of the essence of all of the spices and everything came out in the oil. So I'm going to take that off the heat real quick. Come over here to our pasta in the pot. And we're just going to pour all of that right in there. Just like so. Give that a good stir. Now that's on a hot surface, so it's sizzling. Oh, look at all that flavor, all those spices. Looks absolutely amazing. If you can see that the pasta is coated with all of the beautiful spices. So we'll go ahead and plate this bad boy out. Throw some Pecorino Romano cheese on that. We'll do a little quick taste test. Okay, so here we are, ready for the taste test. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on some Pecorino Romano cheese. A lot of Pecorino Romano cheese. Get that mixed up. Now this is where I was telling you where when you add the cheese it could get a little dry. Don't worry about it. But there is a lot of oil on that. And for me personally, I prefer it dry. Some people want it a little bit more moist. That's all right, because you can't go wrong. Oh, the flavors are on point. All the spices. Oh, just amazing. Very simple. Less than 20 minutes. Ideally, yeah, using fresh herbs and spices is good, but when you're in a pinch and at 2:30 in the morning and you don't want to run to the grocery store, I'm telling you, this is a home run. A little bit of white wine. Just perfect. All right, we'll see you guys in just a minute.
Hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. As always, thank you for coming to my party. Love you, mean it.